Welcome to What's Coming in Business Central 2024 Wave 1. Hey, I'm Eric, and it's become a tradition doing these videos about when Microsoft released the list of what's gonna be included in the next version, and then when we actually have the next version, we go in and to see if they told us everything. For the last couple of releases, I have beginning to see a pattern, and it's actually kind of I don't like the pattern. The pattern is that we're supposed to get full transparency. So at this point, we there are websites showing us what's coming, and when we get released, there are no surprises. But there's always surprises, and I think deep down in at those people who are in charge of marketing, they would like to, do a grand reveal and be on stage and this will be directions in the US, and introduce something new that nobody knows about, or doing the launch event and launching and announcing exciting new things that we did not all knew about to begin with. So I don't think that the current system is working for all the cases. I think it's kind of weird. We're getting like an incomplete list to begin with, and then anyway, but that's just my opinion. And let's instead take a look at the list. And the list is, of course, on Learn, so I can find it right here. What's new and planned for Dynamics 365 Business Central. Usually, I am faster out the gate, so I get the video as soon as Microsoft releases this. I was out traveling, so Waldo beat me to it on his blog, so good for him. But let's take a look at this and see if we can add some perspective to some of these things. We have the usual setup of different areas. And it starts out by adopt faster with Power Platform. And this is actually one of the things that I have been wanting for a long time. Manage work orders in field service, invoice them in Business Central. So outside of Business Central, there's a lot of really cool software. Some under the Dynamics umbrella, some under the Power umbrella, and so on. One of them is the field service module, which is actually pretty nice. But up until now, the problem with you bought Business Central, Dynamics Business Central, you bought Dynamics whatever 365 field service, and then you had two pieces of Dynamics software that did not recognize each other. They did not know anything. There's no integration. There's nothing, and that's not very nice. And especially for field service, that module actually does a lot of things that the service module in Business Central does not do. So now we get some integration. I think we should consider this a first step. We are excited to announce the integration with field service. You can manage work orders and consumption in field service and efficiently invoice and fulfill them in Business Central. This integration streamlines the end-to-end process of managing service operation and ensuring a seamless flow of information between the two systems. You can generate the invoices based on blah, blah, blah. Let's see. If this is something, as usual, when I go through all these things, let me know in the comments below if there's something to say, hey, Eric, do a video on something. Maybe you do a video on how to do field service integration. But I'm looking forward to this because we have turned down field service customers saying, no, there is no, don't buy that thing because it does not integrate with Business Central. And now we can. Use virtual tables to expose more Business Central data in Dataverse. Well, I guess that means that we got more APIs. But I'm not sure what it really means. There's not really anything on it. Improve approval processes via Power Automate. So there's a lot of work with, there's a lot of cool things with approvals in Power Automate, and it's nice to see that Microsoft supports this even more from within Business Central. The approval use setup page has been updated and exposed to Power Automate. Approvals don't need to be defined manually on the Power Automate side of things anymore. That is cool. I like it. Next step is application, and here we got a big one. I should have a bottle of champagne or something like that. And the funny thing is that Waldo in his blog post asked, who asked for this? This is jobs being renamed to projects. I have asked for this. There's even an idea from me from I don't know how many years ago on BC Ideas to adapt to the reality that the module we have is not just a job costing module. It is a maybe, and we'll get back to that in a second, a not full features project management accounting piece. And the whole thing with job, the label job is actually stemmed from sort of a mistranslation going all the way back to when the first English version came. We have a few countries where it's already project, has been projects for a long time, but now it's project. And the cool thing about this that now Business Central has a project module. So now we get all these improved invoice for service and projects. Define default location for project or project phase. Create projects that you can invoice to multiple customers. Assemble to projects, invoice a customer for multiple projects. Use standard terminology for project management. So now it's getting love, because now we have a project module. So let's Microsoft is actually giving it some love. This is I think this is the and from a technical perspective, this is, well, we had a table, we still have a table called job. Now it has a caption, gonna have a caption being project instead of job. But from a explaining this to customers perspective, this makes so much a difference. So instead of having a conversation with a new potential user of Business Central and they, we do project management and so on, and then you have to start by apologizing that, well, we have what you asked for, but it's named wrong, right? It's named jobs, but it's really a project, and you're just behind. So I love it. So Waldo, that's me. I take all the credit I can take for this, because I have been pushing for this for so long. And then there's other things, because the app is getting love, and this is good. There was one more that I really noticed. Use general ledger account revaluation for more accurate finance statements. What does that mean? Well, let's go down, and if you use general ledger accounts to register balance sheet items that are denominated in foreign currencies, a revaluation of the balances is often required before you produce financial statements for your business. Until now, most businesses have used either bank account or vendor account to register and track such assets and transactions. They had to keep the bank or vendor account separate from others and make it work, separate posting groups and stuff like that. Now we get for the general ledger account that you use for revaluation, you can turn on a general ledger account subledger that will hold the original currency value of the transaction and any adjustments you made using the adjusted currency exchange rate batch job. This is huge. This is so many customers have asked for this. I'm in Canada. Every Canadian company also have a US dollar bank account, typically because you deal with the US and then you have dollars and dollars. Huge. This is awesome. I'm really excited about this. So that's cool. That's very cool. Then some whole other things about the app stuff. That's very nice, and I'll just skip it, and then you can yell in the comments if there's something. Oh, you should have seen that. You can do something. Actually, I want to mention one more thing. Use new Excel layouts for 35 selected reports. So this is both good and bad. The good thing is that reports are getting love. The bad thing is that Microsoft have kind of abandoned to improve the built-in financial reports. And now I'm saying financial reports, the reports in the GL module, the ARAP module, and so on, and changing them to be more of a data set kind of generator, and then you go do in Excel what you need to do. I can see why they did it. I think this is still an easy way out instead of actually improving those reports that are looking the same as they did 20 years ago, more or less. Okay, the next big one, Copilot. So Microsoft is getting more and more confident in the whole AI and Copilot space. So now we saw in version 23 that we got the bank rec AI functionality. So now we map e-documents to purchase order lines and create sales lines, which is interesting because this is one of the things that, if you remember my my talk with Mike Morton, the video with the bad sound, I'm sorry about that, that still bugs me. We talk about exactly like, okay, Copilot helped me create a quote for this customer. And either he was smirking because he already knew that this was coming here, or maybe I just take credit for the idea. Anyway, I'm looking forward to try this out. And the bank rec is delivered in. So apparently, what we got for bank rec was only a preview in the last version in November. But I'm not gonna talk more about Copilot here because there's a lot of people talking about this. So let's go on. Country and regional. Automated IRS 1099 form submission in the US. Cool. Enable additional countries and regions. Well, we get new countries and regions all the time. There's no list here right now, but was it 160 something in the last list I saw on AppSource? Anyway, the last one, that's interesting. Install UK localization as an app. So the way it works, I've been working for a long time with Microsoft, is that they maintain a base app per localization. So they have a North American base app, they have a UK base app, a German base app, a Belgian base app, and so on, which of course from Microsoft perspective makes it way more complicated, because if you want to implement something in base app, you've got to implement them in all those base app versions. So they want to extract the localization into an app, so you just have the worldwide W1 base app, and then you just plug in the localization app onto it. And that's been done for a couple of countries, Denmark, and I think one or two more right now. And now we're getting UK. And this is super cool. And well, potentially it's super cool. So I'm in Canada. Due to history and a Commonwealth and all that good stuff, Canada and UK are closely related, which means that there's a bunch of Canadian companies that has a UK daughter company, and it would be super easy if they could just run the UK company as another company in the same environment, and just install the UK localization app and activate UK localization in that company, and then have Canadian in the other one, and run everything nicely in the same environment. So what I'm trying to say, sorry, this is not very organized. I'm trying to say that my hope is that you can apply the UK app to a Canadian version, because that's what we need. So that would be cool. Hopefully that would be cool. Let's continue development. And here's going back to my rant at the beginning. This seems awful short. Handle multiple uploads and file drop zones, debug the system application, remove friction when working with external app dependencies. That seems suspiciously a short list. Sure. Multi-drop, that'll be nice. I have that in the SharePoint Connector. I implemented that 2 years ago. So yeah. Not really a nice, but I still think that you click something, then you get the drop zone. That's waste of clicks. You should be able to indicate anything to be a drop zone, as I have done with the SharePoint Connector. So you just drop on the fact box, and that's uploading instead of the extra clicking. Anyway, let's go back to this one. Debug the system application. Yeah, that would be nice. I think that's what I can say about that. Yeah, it will be nice to be able to debug that, and especially now that we get if Microsoft complete secure text, so we can debug without getting access to those secrets that system app holds, like Microsoft's OpenAI key and so on. Remove friction when working with external app dependencies. So the challenge is that with apps only on AppSource, if you want to develop against that in a sandbox, you need symbols and runtime apps and so on. And one vendor is doing something, another vendor is doing something else, and it's complicated. So Microsoft are trying to, in this release, we plan to allow resellers and publishers to download symbols for app source application to use in their development against on-premise and in containers. To use these to develop against on-premise and in containers. In addition, we also plan to provide GitHub Actions to make it easier to provision online sandbox with the required applications installed to run tests on. So just cloud sandboxes within a tenant. Yeah. There are some other work going on with we're trying to come up with a NuGet kind of way where you download service where you can pull this, whether this is actually that or this is something else. We'll see. But this list is short, and if we got time, we're already at 20 minutes. Then I wanna poke somewhere. So stay tuned for poking. Governance and administration. Use link environments in Dataverse integration. Use link Business Central environments to Power Platform environments. And when I read this, I kind of don't understand it. Now in Business Central Admin Center, you can link your Business Central environment. I read it wrong before I started the video. I just realized. In Business Central Admin Center, you can link your Business Central environment with Dataverse environment. That makes a lot of sense. I think I like that. Yeah. 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 That's a good idea. Yeah. Good thinking, Microsoft. Audit Business Central operation in Microsoft Purview. Purview is across all the data you have. Data management tool. I have never played with it, but it makes sense that if you want to keep a global view on all data you have in the Microsoft system, Business Central should be part of that. Encrypt data at rest with the customer managed encryption key. Sure. Allow customers to consent to Microsoft support accessing the data. I think that's an excellent idea. Registration, see VAT date in posting previews. Good. Automate countries of origin listed for item tracking. That's probably excellent if you do Introstat reporting. Archive, achieve sustainable compliance with Business Central. I have no idea what that is. This solution is a foundation that will be used for compliance with the European Union's Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, CSRD. Excellent. Did I mention I was in Canada? Okay. Reporting and data analysis. Discover, report, and data analysis content easily. We got... I'm actually not sure what's gonna happen here. Let's read together. End user can now discover, report, and data analysis content, including queries, reports, and Power BI and pages by using navigation search. So, access to queries in TellMe was a part of version 23, but it never worked, which really annoys me because I added that to the simple object designer, and then nobody can use it because it doesn't work. So that's fine, but yes, add the title and description and teaching tips in TellMe. But I love those queries to actually show up and tell me. User experience. We're 25 minutes. Use drag and drop to attach files. We already saw that. Use navigation. Use action to navigate and highlight or fix platform generated errors. Well, they started on that already in the previous version. If you're a developer, when you call the test field method and don't pass the error info object, then Central automatically generates the link to a page where a user can correct the issue. That's pretty cool. So test field on posting groups and then actually open posting groups. It seems like a no-brainer. Good thinking. Share error details to get help from another user. Yeah, that's a good idea. Share details. I like it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's those little things. And that's the end of the list. So I promise you some poking. Let's see if we got time for some poking. So what I did before I started the video was that so what you can do in here now is that you can switch to a pre-release version. So you can try out the AL compiler for the next version. So I did that, and then I did my usual trick by grabbing just the right DLL and running it through the decompiler, and then what we can do is that we can search for stuff that is marked as being part of the compiler, that it will only work if you have to say that I'm compiling against now version 13, which is version 24, which we get in 2024 wave 1. We have these two versions. We got version 23 in 2023, and we're getting version 24 in 2024. Then where Business Central will be in front. Anyway, as we can see that there are already stuff here that is marked with version 13. So let's take a quick look at that to see if we can make any sense of this. This is the move to, move from. Let's see. Obsolete state, actually. Oh, hang on, where were you? Yeah, we already saw that, so let's see if that is probably the same thing. External access, pending, moved, it's all about that. Hang on. So we got tooltip, but where do we have tooltip? We have tooltip in a place that has a table type. Hang on. Does that mean that we get tooltips on tables finally? I think it does. Yeah. Can we scroll up? Scroll. Field properties. Let me know in comments below if you really want tooltips on tables. That would be nice. Interesting. Now tooltips. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's go page filter. Some more stuff here. I'm still thinking about tooltips right now. Custom action and flow, environment. Alter key. Database class. Let's see what else. If there's anything. consider using. So this one is actually getting obsoleted. Log internal message, log internal error, use log message instead. Isolated storage now with secret text. Makes sense, right? That's actually a problem right now. If you want to use secret text, but you want to store your secrets in isolated storage, that makes a lot of sense. And the final thing here is something with number sequences. I don't know yet. Range name. There's something going on here also. Anyway, that's just a quick poke, because we need to poke once in a while, and it's interesting. I'm still thinking about those tooltips. That's pretty cool. But kind of prove my point from earlier that why do we not get the complete list? Microsoft knows by now exactly what's coming in the version with a 90 whatever degree certainty. That might be something they pull at the last minute. They have done that before, or say it's not going to be ready until August or something like that. So why the secrecy and the openness at the same time, and those two conflicting? Is this and there's a lot of talking about open source, but if we can't even keep what we can see match up with what you tell us, then I think there's room for improvement. Anyway, that's the list, and now we passed 30 something minutes. So how about you go check out this video if you need more stuff from this channel. There might be some cool AL hacking or something else in that. It's selected by the great YouTube algorithm just for you. Check it out. I'll see you there. Take care. Bye.